No, shut up.
No.
Can you shut your mouth for a minute?
No.
Because I actually work in the ghetto. I see the people.
Do you know why they're in that
Go and
position?
I see these people.
Do you understand the systematic and historical reason for why they're in that position?
They don't care. All they want to do is be ghetto.
No.
Yes, there's some that don't, and there's good people.
No.
Most of them just want to suck off the system or do something bad like drugs or gangs. And that's all they
have been oppressed. They have not been given the same opportunities you have had.
They do, and there's plenty of black people.
No, they don't, Dad. And you not
minorities.
recognizing that as an issue is the reason why it's still continuing today.
I see them all over. There's all kinds of successful people that are of color. It doesn't matter what color, brown, white.
But it's
orange,
a lot harder
yellow.
for them to get to that position.
It doesn't matter. When they do, they're fine. But there's always filthy animals. And that
You're calling people of color black animals. You're calling them animals. Are you kidding me?
You didn't let me finish.
That's not okay. No matter what,
too.
that's not okay. No matter what, it's not okay. Racism is not okay. Why do you think that racism is okay?
Oh, that's mine.
Really, I'm gonna look at. No, I'm looking at statistics right now.
Your statistics they can be warped. Statistics can be warped. You want me to show you videos?
So why are
Do you want me to show you videos of cops? I will do it.
Statistics wrong?
Because they can be warped. I'm not giving statistics right now. They can be warped. Personal experiences can't.
No, because this is actually putting it into play. When you,
Do I need to show you a bunch of videos of cops attacking protesters? Peaceful protesters.
Just listen to this. This is the number.
You mean I'm informed and educated?
You're not, though.
Yes, I am.
You're one-sided informed.
Mom, I was watching political stuff and you said to turn that off because you don't want to hear about it. That means that I am educated on it and you are not.
I'm sick of hearing it.
The fact that you can have that ignorance, ignorance for the majority is bliss.
Okay, so
Ignorance for the minority
So I'm
is
looking at statistics
destruction.
that are wrong. This is just pure wrong information out there.
Just give me the statistic.
In 2017, 457 white people were shot to death by the police in the United States.
Okay.
223 were black.
76% of the population is white. 13% is black.
I get that.
If they were being killed at the exact same rate by police officers, the rate of black people being killed would be 8.9. But it's not. It's 24%. The rate of white people being killed should be about where it is. So they're being killed at a higher rate. There's more white people, meaning that the amount of people killed by cops who are white would be higher.
The reaction of the person. I'm not saying
Because they're tired.
not saying it's
They're tired
right.
of being treated
I'm
that
not
way.
saying it's right.
Good.
But if they started teaching them that this is the world that we live in, you don't want to be killed. Why do you think your friend's father taught him that?
Because so that his black son doesn't end up dead like Tamir Rice.
Because he doesn't want him to grow up with the chip on his shoulder that
He doesn't
no
want his
police
black son to end up dead.
Exactly.
That's not okay. Why do you think that's okay?
Because
Why is this something that you're okay with? Why is that a reality that you're okay with?
I'm okay with it.
But you are.
No, I'm not. I'm
So
saying,
stand against it. So stand against it. If you're not okay with it, so stand
you wanna know
against
when
it.
I'll stand against it? When the black people in the ghetto stop carrying an illegal weapon. When the black people in the ghetto stop murdering each other.
I'll start caring about cops when they stop killing black people.
I'll start caring about black people when they stop killing cops.
I grew up with racist parents just like this. Watch.
If you're a Christian white parent who loves the Lord and loves your children, it is actually a failure of your parental duty. If you teach your children growing up, if you lie to them and say all people and all races of people in our country are the same, they are not. You are actually depriving your child of factual, truthful information that could save their life.
Hello, racism. I grew up just like this, being afraid of black people because this is what I heard in my household, okay? And the worst thing about this is growing up, it didn't sound awful. It sounded, oh, well, that's realistic. That's common sense. What I was taught growing up is that stereotypes are just the truth. But stereotypes aren't the truth. They're generalizations. The moment you assume someone's character because of their race, we've stopped seeing people as individuals. And the craziest thing is that this is happening in Christian, God-loving, God-fearing households. That is not Christ-like, and Jesus is not segregating people based on their color, who they are, and what they represent. Christians, do better.
We've probably all experienced this before, but when we have some family say some off-colored racist shit, a lot of times we don't really say anything, but after a certain point, we have to speak up. And that's exactly what happened with my dad and I. We got in a conversation because he asked what I was doing to protect my parents' business against looters and vandalizers, and okay. I was like, no, I'm not worried at all, because the people that are protesting, such a small portion of them are actually vandalizing or looting. So no, I'm not worried, because I've been to multiple protests and experienced nothing but love and positivity. And this bootlicking motherfucker, he goes on, well, you know, blacks and Asians are more inherently violent, and their interactions with law enforcement are more likely to turn violent. And if I was a cop, I would be, you know, a 1 in 4 chance of a situation turning more violent if I was interacting with a person of color. Excuse me? I'm not worried about my dad getting killed in the field. I'm worried that he's going to kill somebody else, and I'm going to be protesting every single day to arrest him.
I so much love when black people realize that this thing is not supposed to be like this and they're trying to correct it. I love the fact that we have girls, we have boys, we have men, we have women calling out their family members for this same act. White folks have realized that this particular thing called racism has not contributed anything to their bank accounts. So right now, a lot of them are now exposing a lot of things behind this racism act. Even when they grow up in a home where they know that they're supposed to be racist, they grow up knowing now that it is not making sense. Like I said, some white people, not every single white person. But anyways, let's go ahead and watch other clips I have for you guys, and I'll come back with commentaries. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in at this episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes guys, with that being said, let's watch. I'll be back with commentaries.
So I was watching the video of this woman calling her family out for racism, right? And I'm not typically moved too much when white people call out racism, because they should already call out racism. But people should really go see this woman's video, because she did what she needed to do in the way in which she needed to do it. But when black people say that racist white people spend their time obsessed over the thought of black people, and that's what they do with their time, we're not making it up, because the video absolutely confirms exactly what we're saying. Because racism is obsession that has not been processed, and they cannot deal with the simple fact that they're obsessed with another group of people. And she also says a line in that entire video, and the video is a little bit long, but she says a line. She says, Jesus was not a white man, and you guys would be the same people that would stone him and put him on the cross. What's that thing that women do? She did a thing. Good job.
Having boundaries goes against your First Amendment right, is what my parents told me when I came to them trying to set up boundaries, because I wanted deeper and closer connection with them. But there were certain things that I was like not willing to do. I came to them and I was like, guys, this bothers me. We can't do this. That's racist. This makes me uncomfortable. If you want connection with me. And they pulled the First Amendment right on me. That is not what the First Amendment right is here to do. Emotional health is really important. Boundaries are actually meant to keep you in closer and deeper connection with people and not pull you away from people. We need to learn how to respect people's boundaries, no matter who you are, what you're going through. I think learning to respect people's boundaries is really important. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today.
Shit's getting weird. Part infinity.
I was taught racism by my grandfather.
Fuck your grandpa. Let's just start there. Okay, continue.
I didn't realize I was being taught racism and to be a racist person until after he was gone, until I sat down and reflected and did the responsible thing for a white person to do and educate myself. And I learned very quickly, that everything I had been taught was a lie. I'm going to tell you what my grandfather told me. He said it with the most love I think he possibly could. I think we also have to take into consideration that this man was born and raised he was born on a farm in Alabama. He was very educated.
Educated? I don't know. That's hard for me to put educated and racist in the same sentence. That's very tough. Yes, you know A squared plus B squared equals C squared, but you don't know how to treat your own fellow human being? I don't know if you're educated.
But also, I think growing up in that world, I hate making excuses for people. I'm not making excuses for him.
Don't make excuses for him. Just don't do that, you know? If he lived a racist and died a racist, fuck him. He's your grandpa, not mine. He's your grandpa, so I'm sure he treated you well. But he wouldn't have treated me well.
I feel as though if he were alive today, his opinions would not be what they were.
I guess we'll never know.
Suge, that's what my grandpa called me. Suge. There's big cats out there. You got your lions, and you got your tigers, and you got your cheetahs. And no one's better than another, but they all stay with their own kind. That's what I was taught. I remember the first time I was told that. I was in the 2nd grade because I told my mom that I had a crush on the boy in my classroom. He was Indian. And I guess she told my dad. My dad told my grandpa. My parents thought it was funny.
I'm leaning more towards fuck your parents now, too.
I am now extraordinarily anti-racist. If I hear you make fun of someone's accent, if I hear you say a phrase that you don't know is rooted in racism, I'm calling your ass out. Just goes to show racism is fucking taught.
That's gotta be tough. I was thinking about that, man. You grow up as a kid, your grandpa shows you that he loves you. Your mom and dad show you that they love you. They take care of you, all these things. You built this love for them, all these things like that. And then you grow up one day and you find out that they were racist. And then now you're doing the work to move your generation in a different direction. That's got to be hard. I'm sure you're the black sheep of the family, maybe. That's got to be tough. But I saw this video and I was like, man, I'm proud of people that do the work. Because it's not easy. Especially when you're in that inner circle of racist motherfuckers. It can't be easy. So, we're proud of you. If they don't tell you they're proud of you, we're proud of you. And I hope you're proud of yourself for moving your generation in a different direction. Oh, and before I go, another question. Where's Granny at? Where's your grandma? Is she racist? Because I'm just saying, these are important questions. Because you can't be like, oh, I wasn't racist, but you were gobbling down racist D. That's not how it works. You're racist by association. If she's racist, fuck her. If she's not, hey, my bad, disregard.
I officially went no contact with my family because of racism. Yesterday was the craziest day of my life, I think. I went and confronted. My brother tried to come into my room and have a conversation with me. And so then I came downstairs and I huddled the whole family together and I was like, I'm leaving tomorrow and I'm very uncomfortable with how racist you guys are. And I want to be able to talk about it and grow through it. And if we can't, then I'm gonna have to walk away. And I recorded about 25 minutes of it because then my phone lost all memory. Like I had no more storage left. Oh, it's very hard to listen to. I don't even know if I'm gonna post it. I don't really know. When I lost like storage on my phone, they found out that I was recording them and absolutely lost their ish. And I was like, this proves my point. They were like, you're a victim. This is what you're doing. You're playing us. And I was like, no, like I think I've just come to realize this is something I've been asking myself and sitting with, like where's the line between working with you guys and wanting to grow and like you guys willing to grow and also then just being like, no, like this isn't something I'm gonna tolerate. And I'm at a place where this isn't something I'm gonna tolerate and I'm choosing me. I'm choosing health for me. I'm choosing growth for me. And, you know, they were like, well, what if this is your ministry? What if you're called to help us not be racist? You're just gonna abandon us? Like, what if we go to hell because of you? And I was like, that's not on me. I've tried to work with you guys. Like, all I can implore you is go get close friends that are people of color. Go start talking to people and asking why they're hurt, what offends them, what rubs them the wrong way. And several times they were like, you're just gonna abandon us. And I was like, no, I'm not abandoning you guys. I'm just, because there's so much toxicity on health here, I'm choosing me. So I'm gonna walk away. And, you know, I pretty much told them that they disagreed with the fact that they were racist. And they kept asking, give us examples. And the examples I gave them were like, not good enough for them. And if you guys want, I can share those examples. But like, they didn't deem those as like examples. And then the crazier thing was like, my mom starts to talk about how she grew up racist and persecution of the church. And I was like, Mom, being persecuted for what you believe in isn't a racist thing. That's not what we're talking about here. Anyways, it was pretty bad, to say the least. So anyways, I'm now at the airport. I've been at the airport like 5 hours before my flight. Boohoo weeping. Just grieved, I think. And just like, I was so manipulated last night. And at the same point, like, I'm really proud of myself. Like, I feel like younger me would be so proud. Like, younger Angelica is so proud. And I'm doing this for the voice that she never had. And so, yeah, I really do believe that Jesus wouldn't tolerate this. You know, and we try to hide under the way we abuse people verbally and say that, oh, Jesus, ABC. No, he wouldn't. He really wouldn't. And so, here we are. What a time.
I was raised by racists, and I want to talk about how deep the racism is behind closed doors. It was so bad that I would literally get physically punished for listening to music by people of color. I was told that I needed to keep the bloodline pure, and if I was caught dating a person of color, that they would immediately disown me. I remember being as young as 4 years old and being asked why I wasn't friends with the white kids in my school and being told that those are the people that I need to befriend. Thankfully, I went no contact and I don't have to deal with their hateful beliefs anymore, but I want you to know that change is possible and you don't have to believe everything that you were taught growing up.
First of all, I just want to say, shout out to this woman. It takes a lot of courage for, a white woman to come online, speak out on their racist family, what they went through, what things they were saying, stuff like that. Because a lot of white people aren't like that. A lot of white people just rather don't care. They just rather just ignore it. They just, just refuse to not speak on it because they rather scared or they just really don't care. We need more white people like her. But y'all be calling us black people, we have victims mentality. But you got a white woman coming online saying she would get in trouble for listening to black people, music and dating a black person. She would get disowned for that. You know how racist you have to be to do that? The reason why some of you white people tell us why we have victim mentality because you don't like when you're a group of people being exposed on racism. We're going to keep continuing to talk about it. We're never going to stop. A lot of white people teach their children racism. I have a bunch of white people telling me the same thing in person.
Grew up in a racist white family, and it completely has changed the way that I look at racism. Like, I think for a lot of people, like, it obviously makes us angry, right? Like, someone is looking at someone else for their skin color, their ethnicity, their culture, whatever it is. Like, whatever it is that's making them be racist, like, obviously it fuels us with anger, like being colored ourselves. But what I see it as is like they're extremely sick. Like for me, my grandma was a PDF file, but she was the type, like she was a Karen through and through. Her name is Kathleen, but she is a Karen through and through. Would call the police on my family's friends as a child because they were Hispanic. She calls the police on anyone for anything. She's like your typical like Karen. Like I don't know how other to say. And she looks like, your typical like middle class, like white woman, but really at home, she was an absolute monster. And all of my family have like these really weird things about them where I'm like, oh, I see things like that, where I see a white person being ignorant and I'm like, oh, you're really sick and I feel bad for you. Like, I'm just like, oh, you're sick in the head. And I'm not going into that reality where like, I see my family as just sad. I'm like, no one wants to talk to you guys. Nobody loves you. You don't love anybody. You don't know how to survive in life without tearing other people down to make you feel better. It's just sad. And it didn't take me until I was older to realize how bad they were. Like, even when I was 23 and my mom passed away, and I went to go see my great-grandma, not my grandma, but her mother. And my fiance is Hispanic, or he's Mexican. Like, he's, like, like his mother is from Mexico, his father's from Mexico. And my grandma, one of the first things she said was like, oh, like, you speak English really well. Like, being surprised that he even spoke English. And I was like, like, what? And she just kept doing these subtle things where it was making him really uncomfortable. And I was like, I didn't know she was like this. And then looking back, I'm like, but my grandmother, which is her daughter, was like that. And I was like, she learned it from her. And as like, she's been slowly losing her mind, my great grandma, she's been saying a lot lately, there's a lot of curly haired brown people, like, out. Like, there's just so many curly haired brown people. And she's, how old is she now? Because we have the same birthday, which is funny. But she is 87, going on 88. And her mind is like slipping and her true colors are coming out, where I'm like, like you guys are just sick. Like y'all have been sick this whole fucking time. And so anytime I deal with racism, I just see it as like, oh, like y'all are sick. Like no one knew what was going on in my household with my grandma who was abusing me. And they obviously just thought like she was a middle class like white woman, but really she's absolutely sick in the head and a disgusting human being. A lot of them are like that. Like if you're racist and you don't like someone for your skin color, there's something really wrong with you. And it's always deep, and they always have really sick thoughts. And it's almost like I look at them like a cancer patient, but without the empathy, where I'm like, oh, you have something that you'll never be able to change, and this sickness that's going to consume and kill you. You're going to die that way. And that's sad. Like, that is so beyond sad. And I don't feel bad for you, and it's disgusting. And that's just how I deal with it. Because, like, growing up in a white family, like, you'll see who they really are, and it's nasty.
Hey guys, before I call this lady out for her resurfaced racist comments that I found on Instagram, make sure you go book a personalized prank call. The link is in my bio. This call was booked by somebody anonymously. I have no idea who, and let's just say they got their money's worth.
Hello?
Hi, Valeria.
Who is this?
This is Jen from the school district. How are you?
Okay, yourself?
Good. I'm just calling because we have screenshots of some racist comments that you were saying on Instagram. We have them in our possession. And we're gonna have to take this to the next step if you can't stop being racist.
When was this?
We have the screenshots. You don't have to play dumb. I just need you to promise me that you're gonna be respectful towards everybody while you work at this school, okay?
Of course, no, that happened a long, long time ago.
I know, but it's no excuses, okay?
Yes, of course.
I need to make sure that all people of color and all people of races and beliefs feel comfortable around you, Valeria, okay?
Yes, 100%.
Say, my name's Valeria, and I won't be racist.
My name is Valeria, and I will never be racist.
Thank you so much, Valeria. We expect the best behavior from you going forward, okay?
Of course, thank you so much.
I love you, I love you. Second chances are meant for everybody, and here's yours.
Thank you so much.
I love you. I love you.
Thank you, I love you more, and I will never be racist again, ever. I learned, and I grew from that.
Thank God.
From what happened in the past. Yes, no, growing up with hate is not something good, but...
No excuses! I love you, I gotta go.
Okay.
I love you.
I love you more.
Bye.
Bye.
You think having black friends makes you not racist? Have you asked the black children that are being harmed by your silence how they feel? My daughter grew up calling a lot of white women family, yet they were quick to call her a problem when I named the racism that she experienced from their children. And those white women quickly named me the villain. They didn't ask if she was okay, they asked if I was sure. One screamed at me in the street, and a leader of a local charity told me I was traumatising my child by drawing attention to her skin colour by having the conversation. So that's what white silence looks like. It doesn't just exist in institutions, it's in parenting too. And white children need to be raised to be accountable. They're so often shielded from their discomfort, which black and brown children are expected to absorb at whatever cost. So I now train white parents, professionals, carers and educators so that we can break this cycle. We need to be raising children with principles, because if we're not teaching children how whiteness works, they're going to grow up and use it without even knowing. Or worse, they'll just deny it. So no, I'm not racist, won't protect anyone, but the truth might. So DM me and let's raise a generation that doesn't confuse silence for innocence. I'm the anti-racist mum, and I help white parents and professionals do better. I support you to unlearn your conditioning and help you to see through the lies from our government, the media, and identify that the rot's at the top so that you can build compassion and empathy. I've got low-cost resources
Hi, if you actually want to get conservatives to change their beliefs, you need to weaponize their emotions. I say this as someone who was both raised MAGA and studied psychology as an undergrad at Brown. Conservatives have larger amygdalas, which means they are more responsive to fear. Fear, anger, any of those negative emotions control their lives. And unfortunately, this means that they are more susceptible to categorical thinking of stereotyping people because they believe that it's going to keep them safe. If they could recognize a threat just by looking at them, then yes, they'll be safe. The problem is you cannot reason with this. You need to manipulate them by using their emotions. For instance, I found it much more susceptible to say things like, hey, aren't you mad we're sending $4 billion to Israel and they have free healthcare and we don't? Doesn't it make you upset that your tax dollars are going to invade a foreign country? Did you know that when immigrants come to America, it actually makes it easier for you to get a job because of how much they contribute to the economy? And you weaponize that righteous indignation that they feel that is currently being directed towards a prejudicial route. And instead, you make them consider, wait, what if it didn't have to be this way? Using emotions, not logic.
Anyways, welcome back guys, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys literally enjoyed every single clip I was able to roll out for you guys. So right now you guys can literally see that some of these white folks are calling out their racist parents because at the end of the day they have seen that racism has never been profitable to them. I want to first of all say kudos because it is not easy for you to call out your own parents in doing the wrong thing that they know that they are doing. Especially the first clip I actually rolled out where she was literally telling her father to her face that that is racism. And according to one of the clip I actually wrote out where this black American boy said that, yeah, you're supposed to be calling out racism, I 100% agree with him because at the end of the day, if you are a grown adult, you should know exactly what is wrong and what is right. It is quite sad that children are now telling their parents that this particular thing you're doing is not good, where the parents were supposed to be in the good position of teaching their kids what they should or should not do. It's really, really sad. And this brings me to most of my reasons why I keep saying, you see, these things called racism, they literally grew up in their home with it. But it doesn't mean that because you grow up with a racist father, a racist mother, a racist brother, a racist sister, you cannot run away from racism. You can, except if you do not want to do it. Because one of the things that I learned from a lot of these people is that even if they want to come out of it, they don't want their friends to see them like, oh, she's no longer racist again. They don't want their family members to also see them as she's no longer racist again. So they will pretend and keep doing it, while at the end of the day it's eating and killing a lot of things. White folks are now realizing that every single thing that they have built revolving this racism has literally not helped any of them. It has not grown. They have not grown to any good level with it. Instead, they have been going back. I've also seen a particular clip, and I did that particular video on this channel, where you see this white woman packing her things, leaving her own family house, like packing to another different destination, because at the end of the day, because she is always calling out her parents for racism, her brothers for racism, it becomes a thing of threat. So at the end of the day, she's scared of her own self. She can no longer do with them, so she have to move to a different place entirely. She have to go. So I want to put it out there, if you're watching and you're a racist white person, you should know that you can also call out this same issue. And apart from that, you should know that the fact that you grew up in a racist home, you grew up with racist friend, you grew up with racist this or racist that, it literally doesn't mean that you can't change. You can. I've seen a lot of white folks that are saying, oh, I was a racist before and now I've changed, and now I'm even trying to find my way around trying to be nice to black people because they understand the struggles of black people. See, black Americans, foundational black Americans, have been through a lot for them to be able to have that peace of mind. So if you are still doing that your racism thing in this 2026, I'm so sorry, you are still backward as far as I'm concerned. But anyways, like I said, kudos to every single one of them that were able to call out their family members, call out their friends, were able to also expose how they grew up with their racist parents, also been able to talk about this their white Christianity with highly racism. God super bless them. Yeah, That's very important. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in this episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you, liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.